Hello, and welcome to a special birthday episode of the Moncast. We're making this up as we go along, and Sam's very grumpy, so don't expect big things, but hopefully it'll be fun.
I'm not that grumpy, okay.
As soon as we start recording, you're not grumpy anymore, of course.
I put on a good voice. I'm tired and I don't do birthdays.
Well, you do today.
Well, this one I have to do because you've kind of told me I have to do it.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, but I'm going to let you take the reins.
Which will make a change, and will probably go horribly. Yeah, the Moncast is a year old today. We've been doing this for a year now, and we're just coming to the end of the first season of Digimon and Pokemon's movies. The Pokemon movie special, I think, went really well. I've not actually listened to it yet, but it's 2 hours long, and I think it's good.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened to about 12 episodes of the Moncast. I have to be in the right mood to hear myself talk, and it's always at like 1.5 speed at best.
I always listened it 2 times.
Can't do that yet, my brain won't let me.
It just takes practice. That's something I've gotten used to in this first year, is listening to my own voice all the time, and your voice all the time.
Is that what we're going to talk about now?
The past year, what we've enjoyed about it, stuff like that.
What we've learnt.
What have we learned? I've learned that I really dislike Ash as a main character.
Oh, okay. That's understandable.
Who knew that I would prefer Digimon, having watched Digimon pretty much my entire life, over Pokemon, having watched that maybe twice before this podcast.
And then there's me who, I didn't really watch a lot of Pokemon. I watched lots, but I've not watched, every episode because there's so many of them. But, I've watched a lot of them.
Pokemon has had really good episodes. I wasn't expecting to like Team Rocket at all. I was expecting to get sick and tired of them really quickly, but instead it's the exact opposite. Just every time they turn up, they get better and better. It's Ash and Co that get worse every episode.
Do I have to do one now? One of these, what I've learned about the show?
Yeah, go for it. We're just rambling.
I didn't realise just how much filler there was in both shows, because there is a lot. And in Pokemon, it's full filler. In Digimon, they'll just pad out episodes a lot.
Yeah, Digimon has a lot of battles for the sake of battles, just to take up time in the episodes.
But also that the filler in Pokemon is actually better than the filler in Digimon.
Sometimes it is. It depends on what it's focused on.
I think some of our best episodes, the ones we've enjoyed the most, are filler.
Yeah, like the one with James in Holy Matrimony. That's one of the best filler episodes. And there's also Island of the Giant Pokemon, which I still find hilarious to this day.
The giant Pikachu's coming closer to Ash and everybody, and they're like, look, it's Pikachu. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They're like, oh no.
It's such a wacky episode.
Wacky, that's a weird word.
Isn't wacky a wacky word?
We could talk about what we've learned editing and podcast-wise. We've got a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the editing side of it and the production side, also known as Sam sometimes fails with his audio for no reason.
Editing can be really stressful when things don't go to plan. Like when you paused mid-recording once, so it became impossible for me to sync things up and I got so stressed at you.
I don't do that now. It says leave it on and then let it go.
Because that way it's not really tricky to work out where the sync needs to be done. I've also got so many keyboard shortcuts set up now in Audacity.
Did we use Audacity at the start? I don't think. We used something else, didn't we, to record the actual Skype calls?
Yeah, we started off using a Skype recorder and then we worked out that that was pretty unreliable and switched to using Audacity and just putting the tracks together at the end.
In that hot mess of 20-something episodes.
Was it really 20 episodes?
It was a learning experience, and it's something like 20 episodes until we... They're not bad, not all bad. There are problems with them, but you can tell where we learn after each episode and things get better and better. Do you remember when I used to fast forward and add little bits of the episode in there?
Yeah, in the first episode where we just had...
I listened to the first episode the other day and I don't know why I did it. I just needed wine.
I gave it a listen, and in that first episode there's a point where one of us says that I didn't edit out or censor.
Probably me. I probably said that someone's
I'm going to have to beep this word that was saying that we said. So no, actually no. One of us said Richard and I didn't edit it out because I didn't know what I was doing yet.
I think we've got a good system now. I mean, we used to do 2 episodes a week as well. That was the thing.
Yeah, we did that for quite a good while. Just had a really good spree, and then I think it was like Christmas holidays came around and we got really busy. And since then, it's just been trying to stick to a week.
I can't anymore. My life has got so busy with things. It's not just the recording, it's the recording time itself, which is normally, about 2 hours an episode?
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half usually.
Plus watching it and taking notes and everything and setup, that's a lot of time. And my life now, like even now, we're on a time limit for this because I've got to go and do something else entirely. It is why like I'm having time off, because I haven't had time to just not do anything. So it's going to be nice to focus a bit on the podcast as well. I'll be able to do a couple of episodes for that.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. It's just 2 more specials, and then we get to watch 02, Sam.
I think I want to do the first episode of 02 this weekend. Don't quote me on it, but I do think I want to do the first episodes of 02 and Johto this weekend because it'd be entertaining. I'm thinking Sunday might be quite good because I'll be hungover, so I have to listen to Davis.
I'm looking forward to Davis. Should be a nice change from Tai.
I'm actually kind of excited now that we've got close to it. I really enjoyed doing the movie, and I'm going to enjoy the next one because it's better than the first one.
I'm not saying anything quite yet on my thoughts on the second film.
Okay, I won't talk about it then. But I'm excited to do 02 now because it's a new thing that's happening. There's new stuff. I'm excited.
The first 3 episodes should be good because I'll have nostalgia to help me through those.
Yeah.
The other 47 episodes might not be as good. Are we just talking about the future now then? It seems to have transitioned to that.
I don't know. I think it's literally just a case of us two having a conversation about the podcast.
Yeah, so season 2, if we're calling it season 2, it's just going to have the episode numbers going up. I'm really confused about what we're doing for episode 55, or if it's even going to be 55 after that April Fool's episode. It should just be 56. One thing I'm really confused by is our own special playlists. Because there's things that are specials that are just actually normal episodes but have slightly special qualities. And then there's movie specials which are specials and in the movie playlist, and it's all over the place.
I thought I'd do the movies separate because they're going to be completely different things.
But there's still specials.
Yeah, but they're movie specials, not as in like April Fool's specials or something else.
Do you want to hear our special playlist in order? And how confusing it is. It goes Episode 15, Special 1, Special 2, Episode 37, Episode 39, Episode 55, Special 3, Special 4, Movie 1.
I did not make these folders, you made these folders.
I have made these confusing playlists. But like each of the normal episodes has something special. Like we had May guesting, then we didn't edit one of them because we met up in person and that was really fun. Then we had the one where I got really drunk for some reason.
Yeah, you thought it'd be fun for Halloween to just drink some cider.
Yeah, I need to go back and listen to that episode again, just to see what it was like.
I keep making you drink because responsibilities.
The one that we didn't edit is nearing 3,000 plays, and there's so many bot plays on it.
Just a little tip for anybody who is starting a podcast or has a podcast on SoundCloud. Don't use SoundCloud because it's garbage, because they have bots. Actually saying that, they probably have it on everything, where there are these non-real people who will listen to your episode 30 times for free. And then you can go and buy 1,000 listens for like £10 and you're like, why? Oh, because you get more recognition. I don't want the... Especially for me, who has like SoundCloud Pulse on my phone, so I can just keep track of everything. All the statistics that we have are just completely thrown out the window. And I contacted SoundCloud about it. They can't actually get rid of fake plays on anything, so it's there forever now.
Which is pretty rubbish.
Not a fan of that, if I'm honest.
I think we have like maybe 50 to 60 regular listeners.
It's not too bad. I mean, we are very niche. We're kind of a Venn diagram of Pokemon and Digimon. We're in that little bit in the middle, so it's understandable.
Yeah, it's super niche. But some of our episodes do get like 70 plays, and I don't know how many of those are bots, but still, that's pretty good.
Good enough. On a random sidebar, I just thought about it right now, and I think it'd be quite entertaining to say. I can't tell you how much I enjoy creating titles for episodes.
Titles are some of the funnest things to do.
Because sometimes it comes up naturally in conversation. Sometimes like we can't really think of one, and we usually take turns in coming up with a title, but I think we've kind of fallen apart from that now, and it's just a case of we just decide it and then we ask each other cool names. And it's quite fun. Like Attack of the Clones That Are Not Clones. I thought that was a faster one than what was the one we were going to have?
It's just like Attack of the Not Clones or something like that.
But yeah, I quite enjoy coming up with titles for episodes. It's real fun.
Yeah, I'm looking through some of our older titles now, just looking for favourite ones. I still think one of my favourites is Fish Can't March, which is from episode 54.
This is dumb, but this is kind of fun.
Did we actually just call an episode Egg?
Yeah.
We actually just named an episode Egg. I like the episode that we called What Would Matt Call This Episode because I couldn't come up with a title, so I just asked Matt. Oh, in memory of Chris the Hitmonlee. Oh, that was so good. Back when I was doing my Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke and Chris the Hitmonlee passed away. What's some of your favourites while I keep looking through?
I'm about to try and find my favourite one. I like episode 36, which is 63 Edisite, which is when I did it backwards. I like that one, it was quite good. Or just add Diglett.
Sora's Crest of Love Interest is a genuinely really good title.
James and Brock, Oogla Rock.
It's funny because it rhymes. Classic Bye Bye Bitterfree.
I think I like 17 for the actual episode itself, which is just face meat, because I remember that we were talking about something about face meat.
Kokatorimon eating the children.
That's the one.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, that's the only step is crab. It isn't even a harpoon or a torpedo. Okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah, that's enough looking through titles. Wait, who is the real monster? Oh, we were already complaining about Ash all the way back in episode 5 and how awful he is. We've come a long way. We've got a lot better, I think.
I'm excited for season 2 because we're going to get to try some new things. Like, we've got a new cheat sheet, which I still need to send you.
I don't know why we call them cheat sheets.
I call them cheat sheets because that's what they were called at school when they gave us essentially notes. They were like, here's some cheat sheets. It's like, it's not cheating though, is it? Because it's just, it's notes. They're notes.
It's just a notes template that we use. Another thing we're going to be doing is trying to record ahead of time and then just doing a demonstration on its own closer to the date.
I think that'll be quite good.
Because that way we can get like a backlog and then just splice in the Adman.
But also trying to get some people to come into this as well. We're going to get a few, not to disparage them, but like they're not going to be well-known people. They're literally going to be like people that we know online or friends or something like that. We're just going to get other people to come in and have some input. I think this is more for my sanity than anything because I can't deal with O2 that well.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a single guest since May, unless you count your cat.
I do count my cat.
I think your cat is the best guest we ever had.
The plan is for season 2 to have more guests on, which will be people you get to meet. Maybe they're people that we know in our daily lives. Maybe they're people we know from like Slack chats and stuff. Maybe they're just random people I found on the street and forced to come and listen to an episode.
I'm going to try and rope some of my housemates into it if I can.
You should. Especially for the weird episodes, just like, so what's going on? Why did these two things become a thing and what's going on here? It's going to be entertaining. I'm looking forward to it.
My 02 DVDs can finally go to good use. And then we'll just have to find Pokemon online somewhere. Or it might be on the Nintendo Anime Channel app.
Cool. Anything else we need to talk about, or are we...
I think we're ready to move on to an event. We got some of our listeners to send in just messages about the podcast and what they think of it. 2 of our listeners did it, which we're super grateful for. Thank you to @ConnorWithAN on Twitter and @AncientIrisman on Twitter, who is May from Lost in Translation Man.
I'm not grateful. I'm upset because I have really bad anxiety and I don't like people talking about me. So now I've got to listen to people saying things about me in the show and I'm going to scream and die a little bit inside.
Neither of us have listened to any of these yet.
Can you listen to it and then just tell me what they say? Stevie, I can't do this. This is a full anxiety attack right now.
Okay.
Even like when Lost in Translation Man and Poddidius and stuff have people call in and they have messages, I can't do it. I have to skip them. I can't do it. I don't know why. I'm just a broken human being.
Well, I guess you'll never be able to listen to this episode, ever.
Probably not. I'm not joking. This is a full-on problem that I have. I don't like listening to people call in and stuff.
It's fine.
It's such a weird thing to be weird about, though.
No, Sam, it's fine. Seriously. Stop worrying about it.
Okay, I'm going to sit here and cry a little bit.
Okay, I'm listening now.
Hello, Moncast. My name is Connor, or Cyber Connor, when I harass you guys on Twitter. I'm the guy who keeps shoving in the dumb cosmic verdancy joke, because I'm really trying to shoehorn in this whole idea of maybe there being some sort of Lovecraft connection between Pokemon and the Cthulhu mythos. And of course, since, spoiler alert, there is a possible Lovecraft connection in Digimon, that would mean there is a shared universe. And I'm a very clever person for pointing that out. And I'm very funny. I'm a funny man. I'm very, very funny. I'm funny. But I'm also a big fan of the Moncast. And I've been listening since about season 1. I remember seeing a promotional post on Facebook just a group that I was in. And I had an hour-shaped podcast hole to fill in my life. So I decided to take a chance on you, and I think that chance has paid off. You're a great show. Very low-key, very conversational, with some occasional moments of understated goofiness. I've noticed how you guys have changed from the very beginning onwards. I noticed how Stevie has become more confident. I noticed how Sam has stopped mostly pointing out the little animation snafus that he used to notice. And I've noticed how you guys have gotten really good at using your mental gymnastics to defend Pokemon as occasionally ever being better than Digimon on an episode-to-episode basis. Because I'm a big Digimon fanboy, so of course I have to argue in favor of them at all times. So I don't want to get too real, but I'm going to get real because I am a father of a beautiful little baby girl. She's a 1.5 years old, and I love her very much. She's my favorite thing, and the best part of my day, the best part of my days are when I see her, and she is a revelation with everything she does, because she makes me think about my life, my childhood, and, you know, as a kid, one of the major things in my childhood was Pokemon and Digimon. But unfortunately, although I'm now thinking about Pokemon and Digimon as an adult with responsibilities and, you know, a life and all that stuff, I don't really have the time to sit down and watch Pokemon and Digimon and really consider it on an episode-by-episode basis. But I do have time when commuting to and from work to listen to you guys consider Pokemon on an episode-to-episode basis and Digimon. So I get to listen to you guys once a week talk about the show, and it's very nice. It's kind of therapeutic. It's really interesting listening to you talk about a show that was such a big part of my childhood, because really it was like Pokemon, Digimon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then not Monster Rancher, because for some reason I felt like that was beneath me. I'm not really sure why or if that was actually fair, and those shows were like my childhood. So coming back to it through you gives me just an opportunity to, I guess, think about my own childhood and the way that I saw things, and to reassess those old perceptions. For instance, I used to be a huge fan of Outtro because he was a big spooky vampire, and he was very scary because he was a vampire. And I used to really hate Edamon because Edamon was a dumb bad guy with a dumb voice. And those characters, that was just how I always saw them in my head, literally up until you guys started talking about them and I started considering another way of seeing that whole world. And now, yeah, Edamon is kind of much more competent as a bad guy, and for some reason Outtro just keeps killing his henchmen, and why would you even do that? Seriously, like, why? Same with Ash. I never used to consider for a moment the way that Ash is just an absolutely terrible trainer. Like really, really bad at his job, and really, really cruel to his Pokemon. And those were just things that flew over my head when I was a kid, you know? So I really appreciate this podcast because it lets me reassess those things, and I look forward to listening to more of the podcast, and I look forward to, when my daughter is old enough, showing her these shows so that she too can grow up with this as a part of her life. And I look forward to your assessments of the later seasons I remember Digimon Season 2 starting off bad, but then getting really good with some really compelling characters, especially towards the end. I remembered Season 3 being really cool and different, and actually, like, probably better just overall than the rest of the series. And I stopped at Season 4. And it's kind of the same thing with Pokemon. I remember just watching it every day. I remembered the Orange League being way longer than 30 episodes. I could have sworn that it was like 60 or something like that. But you guys skipped over it all in one episode. And now you're on to Johto, which was like my Season 3. So after Johto, I don't know anything that happens. So that'll be fun. I hope that Ash doesn't get any worse. How could he possibly? I'm sure he'll find a way, though. And I'm sure that we will find out how he gets worse together when you continue releasing more episodes of the Moncast. And I will be there every step of the way to continue to harass you on Twitter and shove in dumb jokes that you really don't need. Until then, though, prodigious.
Oh, that was really, really nice. I don't know if Sam's still there anymore.
I am still here, just crying a bit.
Oh, he said so many nice things. Thank you so much for that, Connor. I've got a really big smile on my face.
Thank you for that.
I'll see if I can make Sam listen to it later on his own.
I'm sorry that I can't listen to it. I'll try later on when I'm by myself. I'll listen to it.
It's really quite heartwarming.
I can't do with stuff like that though. I've got such self-deprecation that I can't listen to people say nice things about me. It makes me feel really uneasy.
It's nice. He starts talking about how he likes the podcast, and then goes on to talk about how we've changed his perspective on some of the characters in Pokemon and Digimon. Just been discussing things so he sees things in a new light. And yeah, it's a really, really nice message.
Yeah, thank you. I promise that I will listen to these in my own time, but I can't right now.
I've got a really big smile on my face now, though. That was really nice. I feel like I should say more about how nice it was, but I can't think of a word other than nice right now.
Nice is a compliment from you, though. Whenever anything's good, you go nice.
But I'm going to listen to the next message now, which is from May.
Same all applies. I'll listen to it at some point in my own time, but I can't right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm pressing play.
I'll sit here and play with the Lego.
First of all, I'd like to apologise for 2 reasons. One, because this is kind of late, because I've been pretty busy, and it's my fault for not having it earlier. And 2, because I procrastinated it and was busy, I do not have access to my computer at the moment, so I don't have my good microphone. So unfortunately, this has phone quality audio. So, first of all, congratulations on 1 year of podcasting. Podcasting is just an amazing thing to do, and it takes up so much time. And to do it for a whole year, that's great. And yeah, and so well done, first of all. And my favourite moments, can I just say the episode I was in? But no, I can't, because that wouldn't be right. And it's not true, because the two of you have such great chemistry. And I think I like best the episodes that... Oh no, I really liked I know it was a terrible Pokemon episode, but the episode when you covered the Kangaskhan kid, just because both of you were pretty upset and Sam was so angry at the terrible, terrible father. And I also really liked the episode where you covered Holy Matrimony, because that was also a really good Pokemon episode. And I also just really like when you're able to compare the similarities, because that's actually quite interesting, because sometimes you'll get episodes and they'll have quite a few similarities, and sometimes it's just interesting to see what similarities are there. Sometimes they're really, big stretched ones, there were water in both episodes, and other ones are, they were both, bad parental figures. So I've been really enjoying the show, because I really like Pokemon, I really like Digimon, but I always thought the Digimon anime was better, and in terms of the amount of filler, and yeah, that's true. I hope what I'm saying is actually interesting, and I hope the audio quality is actually not completely terrible. But yeah, I'm gonna go and brush my teeth and whack on a hot thing, because I want to go to bed, because my head hurts. But sorry for the lateness, and please continue to do an amazing, truly wonderful job at podcasting and talking about both Digimon and Pokemon. And I'm really looking forward to Johto because two of my favourite Pokemon are in Johto, Totodile and Tyranitar. So I can't wait for that. And yeah, just another thing, I really, really miss one of my favourite segments that you've ever had, which was, I think you called it, I'll teach you and you teach me. I would really like you to bring that back. So please bring that back if you want to, because it was really fun. And I really like, when you're talking about these sort of, the Digimon games and the Pokemon games. And I found that interesting. So if you do want to bring that back, I suggest bringing that back because I like it. All right. Thank you for the podcast and keep on doing it because you're doing an amazing job. And yeah, you guys are great. Love you guys. Bye.
That was really nice as well. We have really nice listeners. Oh, and Sam, we've got good news for you.
Have?
May handed us a request to bring back your special segment.
No.
So someone appreciated it all those episodes ago.
Thank you, May, for the message. I will listen to it at some point in the near future. Under a blanket away from the human world. Pretend it never happened.
Sam's special segment will probably not be returning unless Sam wants it to. Because it took a lot more effort than other segments.
I might, at the end of Admon, have a little 5 minutes where I can just talk about a cool thing. Because I'm not going to lie, I've got a lot of cool things I like to talk about.
Was it called You'll Teach Me and I'll Teach You originally?
Yeah.
I already forgot what the name was, so my spreadsheet is just called Sam's Special Segment.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing something like this, because I know that there's some really cool stuff that I like, because I'm into toys and stuff, because I'm weird trash. But I wouldn't mind getting some stuff and showing you the things and being like, look at this cool thing, and you could be like, yeah, that is a cool thing.
I can't see it because this is a podcast, but yeah, that looks great.
I can send you a link to stuff. I don't own all the things I can show you. But I could also show you similar things, like I could show you a Pokemon that looks like a Digimon and a Digimon that looks like a Pokemon. Or I can have a moment to talk about the 20th anniversary special stuff that we've got. For example, the Pokemon movie, which is a nightmare. But I'll talk about that at another time. Yeah, thank you for the nice messages.
Yes, thank you so much for sending us those. I've got a massive smile on my face.
You sound like you're smiling.
This episode was just let's stroke our own egos and be happy about the podcast in general. So I think it's achieved its goal.
I think it was a case of let's just sit and just talk about the podcast a little bit, because it's been a whole year of this, and it's been good. I mean, we've had some weird bits where either I've been, if no one's learned it by now, I am a broken human being. I don't function very well like most people. So there are times where I can't do episodes of anything. I just like to sit in my bed and not move. I do think having this routine of recording and stuff has been quite good for me. It's also fun to have a routine of watching shows, because I don't really watch TV. I find it hard to sit and watch a movie or something because I just get bored. I have to go and do something else.
I look forward to this every time we do it.
And me. Well, there's sometimes when I'm not, when I'm sick or it's really hot in the bedroom, which is why I'm excited to get the studio sorted, because then it won't be as warm, because it won't be full of fabric and everything. I won't be sweltering, because there were times within the first couple recordings where I was lay horizontal on the floor, not moving, sweating constantly because it was just so warm. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that we're getting to Outtro, and I'm excited I think you'll meet maximum excite when we get to season 5, which I'm so excited for.
Let's see if we can make it through another season in a year.
I don't think we will. I think it'll be just over a year, because it's 54 episodes.
It's actually only 50 episodes of 02.
Well then, I think we should get on with it. Well, I think what it'll be is there might be some times where if we do this right, we can release more than one episode a week, or we can release the episode and then also the movie.
I don't think we should be promising extra episodes without a track record.
I shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. I'm going to promise that we can do one a week at least.
That is the goal.
We seem to have got the pattern down. I think it would have been easier if I wasn't such a weird night person. I work nights, so we tend to record at the midpoint in the day, so it kind of takes up some of the day, most of the day. I tend to stay in if I'm going to do it, because I wake up at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, and then I've got to get ready for work at 8. So it's not the most entertaining of work things, but it gives me money to buy things and do things. But luckily, Stevie's super understanding about sometimes I'm like, nope, can't do it today, and you're like, yeah, that's understandable. Go and do what you need to do, and it normally involves me eating a tub of mango sorbet in the shower as I cry.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Honestly, I bought some mango sorbet the other day and completely forgot about it, and then it was really hot over the weekend, and then I bought some fresh mangoes, and then I just made mango smoothie, and it was so good.
I'm going to have to go buy ice cream after this.
Get sorbet. Sorbet's so much nicer than ice cream. It's less milky and claggy.
I might just buy a cheesecake so we can have a cake tomorrow. Cheesecake and like caramel ice cream is really good and not too expensive.
We've actually eaten a lot of foods over the course of recording this.
I've mainly had biscuits.
Most, if not all episodes, there's been biscuits, or there's been like grilled cheese, or there's been one point I ate some chicken that we needed to eat. Many foodstuffs have been consumed.
Lots of digestives, but I've moved on to custard creams now because they're cheaper and they last longer.
You made a good choice.
They are really nice. I just wish I had the self-restraint to not go through them all in 4 days. That's 2 packets in 4 days. Maybe I should just buy 4 packets. That'll last a week just fine.
Right, I need to disappear because it's 5:30 almost.
Let's wrap this up. So, happy birthday to us and our podcast. I forgot you can make that noise. And thank you to everyone that sent us birthday voicemail message thingamabobs. I'll try and get Santa into them later.
Also, thank you for everybody who's listening and is currently listening to this. Maybe you listened from episode 1, in which case I apologise for the awfulness. Maybe you're listening retroactively from listening to our awesome season 3, which I feel like a lot of people listen to. Maybe you're listening and you started at some point, realised it was awful, and now you're listening to this for some reason. Thank you. But yeah, thanks for listening. I mean, it's nice to do something cool every week. It's fun. I highly recommend it.
I highly recommend this podcast that we are doing.
No, I recommend doing a podcast, even if it's about anything. It's really entertaining. It's almost a bit like therapy, but with a theme.
Therapy with a theme.
It has helped me, like, I can now I watch cartoons and stuff, and I pick out things that I wouldn't normally pick out because I've noticed them when watching the shows. So, right, I'm going now. I've got 4 minutes to get ready. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I'll do an outro if I can. Feel free to leave. So, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or with Wilfred, and you can also contact us via our email, themoncastpodcast@gmail.com, and all that's in the show notes. And you can, if you would really like to, support me on Patreon. For as little as $1, you get early episodes of the Games I've Played podcast, which is a new podcast I've been doing, where every week I talk about a game that I've completed 100%. And I've added super high tiers where for $50 a month or $100 a month, I will edit a podcast for you if that's something you'd want to be done for monies. I'm so good at plugging myself. You think I'd be much better at it after a year of doing it, but whatever. So yeah, check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me, or you are doing a podcast and you'd like someone to edit it for you. I can do that. So yeah, happy birthday to the Moncast. Woo! Bring on another year and 02 and other movies which will probably be just as bad. Thank you so much for listening, and bye! Hello, and welcome to I knocked my arm on the chair arm. That was so dumb. Let's try that again.
Fantastic improvised opening. Fantastic. We're off to a good start here.
Okay.
That's a random thing. This is just another thing that I should tell you, that my cat Bandit, my little one, the new one we got, has got a new habit, which is sleeping underneath clothes. So now, any surface in the house with a shirt or a pair of trousers or something is now a potential death trap, because you can't lean on it, you can't put anything on it. If I've got a pile of clothes that I'm waiting to iron, I can no longer just pick up the shirt because he might be sleeping in the sleeve.
Aw, that's
Great fun.
adorable.
It is, but, you know, it's not a good habit to have.